The talk today is going to be mainly about, she said, 2 decades. Time flies. I actually started my business at the age of 21. I left Morocco for Canada, then the US, and I have a very atypical, not typical, atypical journey that didn't start with academic background, but mostly about business. And I was confronted to failures, because you have more failures in business than successes. But the only few successes you're gonna have in life. And I'm not gonna talk about business only, because everybody here has a goal, right? Right? Yes, I love seeing people nodding. So everybody has a goal, whether it's a career goal, whether it's a business, but success is success at the end of the day. So we're gonna keep it very short and sweet today, and the goal is to get you some information in that little head of yours. Good. Most people wait for certainty. Let me ask you a question. What is your relationship with the unknown? Fear, right? We don't know where we're stepping. We're stepping out of a comfort zone. Everybody's scared of the unknown. Everybody wants to know what's gonna happen. When I start my degree, you know, in 4 years, you're gonna have a degree. Does that make sense? That means in 4 years, you're expecting something. People expect things. That means you want a map. Every time you want to start something, you need to be sure of where you're going. Well, honestly, that's not how it works. A lot of people that succeed, one of my mentors told me that everything you want in life is just right outside your comfort zone. And comfort zone is basically the things we do on a daily basis, right? You go home, you go to your, you go to the gym, you go back home, you go to school. These are things that you know. Once you step out of them, that's uncertain. Oh, I'm starting a new business. Oh, I'm starting a new career. What if I'm failing? Fear of failure, guys. People are fearful of failure. Honestly, today, my skin got so thick to failures that when it hit me, it just bounces back. Because it doesn't get to me, because I kept failing and failing. Obviously, a few successes, but you keep failing because you keep trying, okay? So the future is not discovered, it's built, all right? Builders move before they're ready. Anything I've ever started, I think I've touched on 5 industries in my lifetime, and I was never qualified. On paper, you would have laughed at me. I would have never started those businesses back then. The moment I moved without a map, there was never a clear map. Let me give you an example. I was in sales, public speaking, and recruiting at the age of 21. 7 years later, a person comes to me and says, you know what, I love what you're doing, but I'm gonna give you a chance in real estate. I knew nothing about real estate, really nothing about it. There's a home, it's real estate. There's a villa, it's real estate. There's a condo, it's real estate. That's all I know. She's like, listen, you're good at one thing. If you can help me with this mission, I'll pay you. I was like, okay, let's give it a try. This is how I got started. I started a real estate business that generated hundreds of millions of dollars in a span of 6 years because I said yes to a meeting. I was not fearful. I met the person, and actually, the beauty is when you start things, there's an instant feedback. Let me tell you something. If you start a business tomorrow and you fail 1 week later, that means you're in sales, right? And you fail 1 week later, do you have an instant feedback? Somebody says no to you. It's a feedback, right? So there's no better way to get an instant feedback than starting. So my feedback was, I started making some calls, and after 2 weeks, we got a deal done. That gave me confidence. I was able to start that kind of business. It was just the start of an industry, okay? It never worked perfectly, but it taught me a lot of things. The myth of a linear path, okay? We all thought, everybody has a course of, everybody has ideas and preconceived ideas about success or how life should be. We all go to study, get some experience, work somewhere for 5, 10, 15 years. You become an expert at XYZ industry. Boom, success, right? What if we flip this equation? Let's try this thing. Today, we live in a different world, right? The world is changing. We see people building billion-dollar businesses in their living rooms with AI, right? AI is not just prompting. You got guys running huge companies, okay? And success, imagine if you started a business today and you have a prototype, and this prototype attracts an investor 2 weeks later. That's success. If you keep on doing it, you become an expert at that particular thing. If you keep doing it over 2 year span, that's experience you can talk about. And you know what? I love studying my own journey. So you see, if you flip it around, you can start by success today. You live in a world, you live in the best era ever, okay, where anybody could start anything from anywhere, okay? So opportunities are created, they're not discovered. The question is, am I ready? No, it's am I moving? So I kept saying something like for years, and I'm applying it on a day-to-day basis, is keep on going, keep on doing. Never stop working, never drop the ball. Okay? Because this is how you build momentum. So I started in real estate, then moved to finance, then fintech. Then today I'm 100% in finance, trading, fintech, quant finance. I never had a strategy. Let me give you a quick example. We were sitting down in Luxembourg. This is a story I love because we had a problem with banks. Banks were freezing our money in an investment fund with the Luxembourg. I was sitting down with my partner. It was like, why don't we build a bank? I was like, what do we know about building a bank? We knew nothing about it. Now, this bank today, I exited the opportunity. We started it. This business has 200 employees out of Lisbon. Is worth $250 million company. I'm not going to say the name, but it started with, why don't we? That's all. It was on a napkin. The next day, we started calling experts and started building this business. I just get interested, be curious in life. A lot of people miss a lot of opportunities. You know why? Because they expect things. They want the clarity. A lot of opportunities are going to come in many shapes and forms. They're going to come disguised, right? There are opportunities. You know how I was spotted opportunities? I failed so much at a certain business that I stopped. And thank God I stopped this business. I moved to another one. And the second one was the success I was looking for, all right? So I'm going to sum this up in 3 principles that I run on a daily basis. Movement, clarity, it comes from movement. If you don't do, you don't know. Don't try to expect. By doing, you iterate and you learn. Momentum creates direction. You got to stay in momentum. What is momentum? Even when you're down, you go to work. Even if you don't like to, you go to work. It's like going to the gym. A lot of people hate, who goes to the gym here? You like leg day? No, but you should, right? Otherwise, you're going to be bulked up from here, but, you know, chicken legs at the bottom. All right? Momentum creates direction. The map appears. Guys, you're writing your own book. The map is being built as you do things. Don't try to expect. I hate expectation. Okay? Don't expect. Just do, and you will see for your own. Second principle. Everyone has ideas. Shema spoke about it. Ideas are cheap. A lot of people, like even here, like I think you have the Ford, Stargate, and guys, you're in a tremendous university. You have so much. There's a great vibe around here. It feels like you're guys in the US or something. You get investors coming in, entrepreneurs in and out. You get ideas. You get this beautiful facilities. I mean, it's like don't take it for granted. You know what I mean? A few years from now, you're gonna wake up and be like, "What was I doing?" Never let time fly by. Do things and leverage this. Leverage everybody, anybody you know. You can find a guy that codes at 1337. He can code your app. You can have a guy doing AI. You have Topkal, I think, for AI. You can run your own models. There's so much things under guys, you're here. You take it for granted. Some people would love to be in your spot. So don't be afraid to test crazy ideas. And guess what? Life will never give you a chance to be ready. You will never be ready. You know why? Because once you're out of this school, you're going to go get a job. And once you get a job or start a business, you get busy. And then when you're busy, you don't have time for the other things you wanted to do 20 years ago, 10, 15 years ago. That's the problem. Then you grow up, and then you got to get married. Oh, did you have kids? Oh, then I'm 40. You know what? There's 2 pains. Pains of discipline and pain of regret. I love pain of discipline. Leg day, right? So, blue ocean versus red ocean. A lot of people try to I said don't be the copycat, be the cat. People want to copy you. That means you're in the right business, okay? A lot of people, they're looking for the easy way out. Everybody's talking about e-commerce. Everybody's talking even about trading. Everybody's talking about how to make money. Everybody's talking about AI. And everybody going to the same thing instead of going to the untapped business, because the untapped business is less clarity, right? We have expectations. Oh, I know a guy that made money on Instagram. I'm going to follow him. I'm going to try to do the same thing. Everybody's trying to do the same thing. Don't try to be a copycat. Okay? Your assets are your ideas. Challenge the status quo. Always ask questions. I'm always doing something crazy. I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm always doing something that's out of the ordinary. It looks off to a lot of people. And this is when I know I'm on the right path. All right? Industry changes. Let me give you examples. Elon Musk was never in the automotive industry. He challenged Ford to move the industry forward. Brian Chesky, Airbnb, was never in the hospitality business. He was a designer. Anybody that's shaping another industry was never from that industry. Isn't that crazy? A butcher goes to his shop every day and just chops meat every day, right? That's not what game changers do. Another example, Reed Hastings, CEO of Netflix, is not from Hollywood. He was from software. And yet he changed an industry. So the builders of tomorrow are 1 or 2 or 3, that's the statistics. They're in their dorms, in the living room from a laptop, and he's building the next $1 trillion company. Trust me, okay? She was talking about impact. Somebody's gonna drive the impact and drive few people with him into a great adventure. So your outsider view is your asset. So what's next? It's not what technology is. It's what you're gonna be building with it. What kind of leverage are you gonna leverage, okay? The future is so accessible right now. With $20 a month, you can have an AI assistant. It looks cheesy because everybody talks about cloud code, everybody has access to this, but I know guys that are doing crazy things with $100 a month. A lot of people think they have to open an office at CFC or Enfa or whatever, and then hire people. The whole business flipped. What's sexy today is how can you have less people in your business, make more money without, I mean, it's against the job, the job market is gonna shrink a little, but, some people might hate me, but this is where the business is going, is how can you run business on a lean way and make money with that, okay? Morocco is not waiting. Like, honestly, I see Morocco, like, on fire. Like, I don't even know what's going on. Like, what's next? I'm asking myself, what's next? What's next, guys? It's moving so quick. Money in Morocco was fearful, was very scared. Money right now is not scared anymore. They're investing money into startups. They're throwing money at ideas. They're throwing money, they're backing investors. I see people from all walks of life coming to Morocco, Africa. They're coming down here. They're looking for money, and people are investing in Moroccans in Africa, in Dubai, and it's crazy. You see mergers. You see businesses growing out of nowhere, and Morocco is becoming a big brand, so you need to surf the wave. The wave the loop is going to close. So the builders are in this room, like I said. Don't wait for permission. Don't ask for approvals. I've always said that. Don't ask people to approve your own ideas. I'm never asking people to tell me if what I'm doing is good or right, because I am the only responsible for my own ideas. Never chase people's approval, okay? Build evidence. That means whatever you do, go take some action. Show them evidence. It's better than your resume. Trust me. If you run something, you build something, people will respect you more, okay? Build something, even if it's crazy, just do it. And somebody somewhere is gonna spot what you're doing and might give you a shot, okay? So being ready is a myth. You're never gonna be ready, remember that, and start before you feel ready. So what's next? Go to build. Thank you very much.